again. My name is Omero Castellanos. As you know, I'm a life coach. And today I'm going to be discussing how not to talk to women. Um, Now, although I am gearing this more towards men, uh, women can get something out of it as well. Uh, it's not like women don't ever do this as well. It's just that it's very pronounced in the way men talk to women, as opposed to the way women normally talk to men, um, or at least in a romantic sense. Uh, I've noticed guys are way too aggressive when they're talking to women, and it's it's not good. Like you're making weird, creepy comments about the way women look. Um, you're talking way too sexualized, considering it's like either the first time that you're talking with this person. Uh, it, it, it doesn't it doesn't work. And you might notice, and some men will think that it does work because they'll see it happening in front of their eyes, and or they'll get these tips from like pickup artists. And what pickup artists actually are doing is that they are looking for women that are that are insecure about themselves. So when they trigger these women, they make them feel like, that they're the ones that they need and that they will be the solution to all their problems. So uh, you don't want to do that. You don't need to devalue a woman when you first talk to them. And as I've often heard many times on TV or from other lecturers, women say that they don't want to be objectified, which is true. And this goes back to the approach that men are using when talking to women is that they are looking at them as something that they need, as something that they as somebody that will give them something, whether that be an intimate relationship or whatnot. Um, and no, it doesn't work that way. If you want an intimate relationship with a woman, or in this case a man as well, you have to make them feel comfortable. Nobody wants to go back to someone's apartment and be like, oh yeah, I'm like, this person makes me feel really uncomfortable, let's do this. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. It, it, More often than not, you're going to get slapped in the face. Hopefully, if you're talking to women in this manner, like just being crass and lewd, making specific comments about women's body parts, like it doesn't work. Like you're just making a fool of yourself, and it's upsetting women. And this is why there's such a stigma against men, and this assumption that all men are toxic, because there are a lot of guys out there running around acting toxic, and thinking that it works, and it doesn't work. If you want to have a proper relationship with somebody, or at least have an intimate relationship, where you're mating, um, they have to trust you. They have to feel safe around you. They have to feel that this is somebody that is not going to murder me. it's it's scary. I mean, and again, going back to the objectifying, um, I'll give you this other example. Like you'll hear like rich people, especially men, is thinking like, oh, I have to be careful. Like women only want me for my money. Like, what do you expect? This is what you're showing of yourself. You're not you're not showing your true self. You're going like, hey, I have a lot of money, like me. Like, no. So if men, for example, say that they don't want to be objectified in that way, like, oh, I don't want women to just be with me for my money, why would you think that women would just want to be with you if you only want to be with them because you want to mate with them? It 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 doesn't make sense. And this goes back to empathy, of where you're trying to think like, hey, would I appreciate being talked this way, or not? And clearly a lot of men are not thinking about like, well, what does a woman want to talk about? If you want to talk with a woman, or at least approach one, what you want to do is find common ground, something that you both like or enjoy. This is why I constantly tell people, if you're trying to meet people, or just for friends even, go take a class in something that you wanted to learn, or join a group that has a similar interest as you, like fishing, skating, knitting, bowling, whatever. Find a place where people are doing the same things that you like, because that brings up conversation, that makes people more comfortable with you, and that lets them in. That allows them to, want to get to know you better and feel safe. People want to be liked for who they are, not for what they can provide to you. That, if you can just get that concept in your mind, your dating will be a whole lot easier, instead of just trying to get one night stands or whatnot. Like you have to stop looking at people as things that they can, as people that they can give you things. Stop trying to figure out what they can provide to you. Now, what's great about this method also is you can see if the person is toxic as well, because they could be trying to trick you, and then suddenly you're in a load of trouble with some crazy person. Here's another some really bad advice that I heard the other day, is that you have to treat women as if they were goddesses. No, you need to treat women like people. And again, this goes back to this whole like women are different than men in terms of what they want. No, there's minutia involved there, but at the core of it, in terms of love, people want to be loved for who they are in total. Not just because, there's someone that, you can marry, or, someone that you can have a good time with once in a while. They want to feel special and unique in your eyes. But when you try to, when you treat another person as if they were a god, because women will also think this is appropriate as well to do. You're basically putting this person on a pedestal, and it sets a lot of high expectations of the other person. They're like, gee, I gotta, this person thinks I'm this amazing person and I'm just a regular person. I have to meet these expectations. And it ends up pushing the person away, saying like, hey, listen, I can't be what you think I am. I can't handle this. Or you'll end up with somebody that is toxic and manipulative, and they'll be like, hey, this person thinks I'm a god. I'm going to exploit this, and I'm going to be able to treat them like garbage, and I'm going to pull them in and do whatever I want with them. So, yeah, don't treat people as if they were gods. No one's a god on this earth, okay? We're all human. We're all people. We all bleed. We all get itchy. We all get little bumps on our skin. We're all human. So when you're out there dating, don't treat people like they're gods. Don't treat people like they're things that you can use. Treat them as human beings. Try to discover them as a whole. If you can't find anything too deep in there, move along. That person is not good. And you will find a lot of people that just, they're very surface level. It's just the way the world is. But you got to keep looking until you find that one person that you feel a deep emotional connection with. And that's kind of the crux of dating. It's not a quick thing. There's billions of people you have to sift through. But it's worth it if you want a good, meaningful relationship. So just to review, stop being rude to women. Don't talk about their body parts. You don't need to say how they look. Talk about how they look. You don't need to talk a lot about sex at the beginning of when you're talking with somebody at the beginning, because clearly it shows that that's what's on your mind and that's the only thing you care about. So that's a no. Get to know the other person and let them know who you are, the true you. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and like. And please leave a comment on what you think, or comment on either if you've met of how you dealt with toxic people, or if you've dealt with toxic men. I'm sure you have, or any toxic women. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.